Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I should plan something to talk about while no one's on here. I never know what to say. Yes, good morning. I'm happy it's Wednesday. Good morning, Ellen. Hi, Belinda. Hi, Carla. Morning, Lauren. Hi, everyone. Hi, Michael. I'm excited to paint today, as always. I never mind waking up in the morning to do this. Good morning, Ellen. So, I was going to paint, well, I still am going to paint, actually, but I was in Washington, D.C. this weekend. Hi, Gabby. Good morning, Allie. Hi, Susan. And I was planning to paint, what's the weather like? I don't know. I haven't been outside. I think it's supposed to get a little warmer today. I hope so. I would love to be able to get out and take a walk. Good morning, Martha. I need to order coffee, Martha. Don't let me forget. Hi, Gail. Good morning, Allie. Anyway, I was going to paint. I went with my niece to take photos of cherry blossoms, and it was... Hi, Emerson. It was cold and really, really windy. I mean, I got a few okay photos, but I really wanted blue sky. Well, anyway, long story short, my friend Koryn took some for me and sent them to me last night. So this morning I got up and edited a few, and I think this is the one I want to paint today. I'm so excited. Oops, why is it not flipping? I can't get my camera to flip. Am I doing it too often? There we go. Isn't that gorgeous? So I'm so excited that it's the time of year when we're actually going to be able to find new things to paint constantly, which is the best. And as we get closer and closer to peony season, which is my fave, it was a cold, dreary weekend. Isn't that gorgeous? So thanks, Koryn. It's Koryn Hutchinson. Koryn, are you on here? Yeah, thanks. And Knit Napper. I met Knit Napper in a bar on Saturday night, and that was so much fun. I'm so glad you said hello to me. How did you know? Did you know that I was going to be in D.C.? Is that how you knew it was me? That's too funny. Her husband was playing in a band, and she was in the same spot that we were. We were in Ballston, Virginia. It was so much fun. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to start today and do a wash. That's what I was thinking about. Brown. I love the warmth in here, but I want to maybe keep this cooler. What should I do? I don't know. I think I'm going to do the wash of the, what's this color? I'm going to see how it turns out with the Italian Burnt Sienna. It was my first thought, so I'm going to go with it. Serendipity. Seems like time flies since, oh my gosh. And I felt like this weekend was so long. I didn't know you were in D.C., but I recognized you in my awesome glasses. Well, that was so much fun. Very fun meeting you. Yes, I'm going to do a whole wash of this. So I was doubting it because of I like that cool blue around there, but I'm still going to try and maintain that. So I don't know if we have cherry blossoms in Lancaster. Like, I know we have dogwood trees, but like, are cherry blossoms something that we don't even have here? I always want to drive around and see if I can find a cherry blossom tree. And I love the dark pink. Oh my gosh. But I never have time to like get in my car in the middle of a work day and go look for cherry blossom trees in Lancaster. So if anybody knows of any around here, let me know. Right, that's a nice wash. Well, yeah, I can close up my medium jar. Really, the way I paint, I just need that base layer to have medium on it, and then usually I don't need much else. So I'm just using my paper towel to pull away some of this where my light areas are. It's kind of mapping out where things are going to go so that I have confidence of placement, at least a little bit. So what's new with everyone? We had a fun weekend in DC. It was nice to get away, but it's a lot. Like, I usually use my weekends to paint. So then when I'm not home, then I get kind of behind on things. I have a lot of art shows and things to get ready for. And I love the painting part of getting ready. I've been working on big paintings and I need a sip of my coffee. So where's everybody tuning in from today? You went to, yes, to fill up my creative well. That's right. My son, Chef Buzz, is visiting. Oh my gosh, Ellen, that's so much fun. How long do you have him there? It's nothing better than having your kids around. I got to hang out with my son came on Saturday evening after I saw you, Lauren. So it was fun, he and his girlfriend. And he said, I would think they're all around. There are many varieties of cherry trees, probably longs. Oh, that's a good idea, Anita. I will go check that. I could run out to Long's Park, I think. Place I so rarely go. Only a week. Well, that's good. A week's pretty good. Wish DC had delivered some of our better weather, but hope you'll be back soon. Excited to go to the new gallery where you place. Yes, I'm going to, I have to pick a date, but I'm going to come back down there and on a Thursday night do an artist talk there, and then I'll do a demo on Friday. The owners there, they were lovely. It's called Nepenthe Gallery, Nepenthe, and they're in Alexandria. I loved meeting them. Yeah, that's right. It is a good lesson in negative space. Negative space is something that I love. I think it's from my graphic design background. Like I always think a lot about negative space. Because your eyes always need a place to pause. Now, I can't say that all my paintings leave your eyes a place to pause because they usually kind of go on their own journey. But, yeah, negative spaces is all those spaces around things where your eyes can rest and nothing's happening. Because we all tend to, like, fill up all our spaces in our lives. In everything we do, we fill instead of leaving space for, it's like the quiet, calm spaces, right? I'll definitely try to come see you there. 20 minutes. Yeah, that's what. So my niece who I visited lives in Arlington, so she actually said they can walk to where I met you. It's really close. What a beautiful place to live. My gosh. I can't quite tell where I do want to mix some nice, like, warm brownish kind of yellowish brown colors for in here. Looking for where the darkest darks are. Oh, who's going to St. Thomas, Martha? And I just saw Martha yesterday. They bought, it's exciting, they bought, I guess I'm allowed to say that, right, Martha? They bought a building to put their Fat Cow coffee to roast and then have a little cafe in the town right near me. That's where Martha and I both went to high school. So that's exciting. We got to go see the space yesterday. It's beautiful. Old, they're restoring it, like all the old charm of it. I'm going to add a little pink in here because I want that to show through. When you get that pink, I love when it glows. So I'm just going to add some in here right now before we start mixing. And this is just that pure permanent rose. Because I want that glow. Oh, wait a minute. Now, what did you say? Did Anita say? Oh, Martha said you love St. Thomas. Someone asked me one time how I do this with talking and reading. And I said, when Isabel's home next time, I'll have to have her film me doing this. Just take a picture in the background. Yeah, yes, I love picking out things. Martha let me help pick out what color raised seam roof that they should put on. So the building that they bought is Martha, say what it is. An old trolley, not a trolley station, a trolley something. But it's been there since early 1900s. And it's really cool. So once they're open, if you're ever in Lancaster, you'll have to visit. And very exciting. I love new projects like that. I love to see it come to life too. I love to see things in process. Power station for the trolley line. Power station. Right. I have to practice that, Martha. I'll keep forgetting. Built in 1905. That's so cool. And it's in the town where my mother grew up. And not too far from where my grandmother grew up. And I know my grandmother was born in 1900. It's hard to imagine life back then, isn't it? So now I'm thinking, I love how this is kind of coming forward a little bit. Oh, Allie has so much charm. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. Yeah, it looks like a little train depot. It has beautiful wood features and round doors that are round at the top and really pretty. Yeah, I'm trying to decide. I don't want to go too wild with my colors, but maybe I do. I'm just gonna let it happen. I'm not gonna overthink this. I'm good at doing that. A little pink maybe. Oh, Anita, it's going to be in a little town called Salunga, right near Landisville. So I live in a little town called East Petersburg, which is a suburb of Lancaster. All these are like little suburbs, and they're all part of the same school district. So it's in Salunga. A little corner. I like that little corner of Landisville. And Martha and I both went to high school, and her husband all went to high school in Landisville at it's called Hempfield High School. Oil pastels. These are called RNF pigment sticks. RNF pigment sticks, and I love them. I always rewatch your videos later in the week when I'm painting. I finally watched live and painted with you this morning. Love the flowers today. Oh, good. Wonderful. I love that. So speaking of that, if you do go watch my YouTube channel, please be sure to watch it, comment on it. That whole thing of these algorithms has been driving me a little crazy lately, because when I send out, even for my Art in Bloom, when I send out emails to let people know things, they're not receiving them. So I wrote to my email provider and asked them about it. And they said that even with emails, if I send you an email and you don't interact with it, or you don't even see it, it goes into your spam. If that happens a few times, you might eventually just not even get my emails. Even though you asked to be on my email list, I'm sending them out. It's crazy how much work all this stuff takes. It's you would think at least emails would get to where they're supposed to, but they're not. Ay, ay, ay. So always be sure if there are artists or people that you follow that you want to hear from, that you have to at least interact, send them a note, like kind of let the world at large know you want to hear from them. Oh my gosh, they are so bad lately, and it does get frustrating. Like, I try not to care about it, but then when I send emails out to people who are doing my Art in Bloom course and they're not receiving them, like, that's crazy. You know, and you'd think emails would not be part of that, but they are. So always be sure to like and comment. Send me a note when I send you a newsletter. I love hearing from people anyway, you know that. I love when I get little messages back. Yes, Anita, you'll have to go see Fat Cow Coffee. Go visit. It's such a cute space. Let's put my little bit of my favorite color in there. So this is a little bit different of a mapping in than I usually do. But I like it. I think it's a good start. Let me wipe this. I don't think there's much blue here. That's good. Yes, emails too. Isn't that crazy? So I really just need to mix up pinks and some really warm, cool, and then the background's really white with maybe just a touch of blue in it. Have people added your email address to their contact list? Then it won't go to spam. I need to tell everybody to do that, Michael. Let me write myself a note. Add my email to their address list. Okay. Because I saw something about like where you have to add it somewhere, but it's like in Gmail, and I don't even look in my Gmail list to address list. Okay. Thank you for that. Always learning new things. All right, let me turn this down here. So I just did my last, I was doing that color eye combo thing. That was a challenge for last month. I loved it. I think I might just keep going and try to just do one combo a week. And you said I step back from my iPad. It looks like oh my goodness. Thanks, Anita. It's a good confidence booster. I also want to, when I get to go back to DC, I would love to spend some time going to some galleries too. I never get to do that. I saw one of my college roommates is down there now and going to the galleries. I'm like, oh, I would love to do that. I might get to fit it in. I think I need to make that. Oh, thank you. And today, if you're in my Inspiring Art group, we're doing freehand lettering, which is something I love lettering. That's why I always did graphic design, which will be fun. Just a fun thing to add kind of to your toolkit of art. And then my Art in Bloom course starts tomorrow. So I'm excited about that too. I want to go lighter. I'm thinking about the transition of color. So I want to go warm to cool. So I think I'm going to add, I need a little bit of that pink that I love. This Vasari. Rosebud, I think it's called. A little bit. $8.19, we're good on time. Did we say where everybody's tuning in from this morning? I think you're not supposed to say tuning in, right? Does that sound goofy? It's still very warm. So I'm going to take just some pure permanent rose and add some of this light pink into it to cool that color down. So they're very similar in value, but that's a much warmer version of this. Oh, I know. I love that rosebud color, Michael. It's so good. Yeah, I do use the iridescence also. I do have this. This is a good one too. So this is one of the, oh, not iridescent. This is Radiant, the Radiance. I don't think I do use iridescent very often. I might have a couple. Sometimes they have like chunky stuff in them. Hi, Mary Ann. Kitchener, Ontario, in a snowstorm. Yes, hasn't the weather been crazy? We had a snow squall. Well, we got in one when we were on our way home from D.C. on Sunday. And I think there was one yesterday, the day before, that caused all kinds of traffic accidents. This weather is just crazy. And then tomorrow it's supposed to be like 70. It's nuts. How do you decide? Oh, I'm sorry. How do you decide how big the graph lines are going to be on your paper? Well, I always do them 4 across and 4 down, no matter how large I paint. Like completely. Even if I was doing a 30 by 40 inch painting, I'd still put it in 4 quadrants. 4 across, 4 down, whatever that is, 12. And my graph lines are like on my, you mean what, on my reference? They're just, I use just so I can see them. These are a little thicker than usual, but that's because I enlarged into a tiny part of the painting, so they end up larger resolution-wise. If that makes any sense. So I need just the tiniest bit of green. This is a very simple palette. A good lesson, which maybe we'll do in Inspiring Art, is to do a painting and only use like 4 colors. Hi, Woodstock. Hi, Allison from Woodstock, Connecticut. Morning, Destin, Florida. 2 hours east in Kitchener. Did I say that right? Minnesota, on freezing rain, turning to snow this morning. It is crazy. And a tornado watch in Texas. Wow. Yeah, hopefully it'll all settle down and we'll just get to have a nice calm spring. That's the goal, right? Calm spring with great flowers to paint. I do need some brown. There's a stem there in the bottom. I was forgetting about that. And then like kind of my neutral pale blue in the background. So I'm going to add a little bit of brown here. I'm going to do transparent brown. A 4 color. Okay, Gail, that's what we'll do. That would be fun, right? I would like to practice that a little bit. I think that would be a good way to simplify thinking about warms and cools and how all that works. So I will add that to our list. Yes, a calm spring. I think we've earned a calm spring, right? From Chile. Why is everyone moving to Florida? Yes, to get away from the crazy weather. Although I think I would miss the seasons. But even if you live in Florida, you can always go experience the seasons, right? Advanced, North Carolina, outside of Chicago. Good morning. Good morning, Urban Trees. So that, I want a really pale blue. So I'm going to use just a little bit of my Video Blue Extra Pale and a lot of white. I think I'm going to need more white. Well, I'm going to leave this and pull some out and add white to a bit of it. I am liking this new white that I bought, this Rublev white. It's got a really nice consistency. Sometimes titanium whites are so thick and dry that I have trouble getting them to the consistency that I like. I like my oil paints to feel like butter, like soft butter. All right, I think that's a nice palette. Yeah, I like the 4 seasons. I wouldn't mind if the winter season was a little shorter, but I do like the seasons. Is that good? Yeah, so this weekend we're heading to Pittsburgh. Isabel has an event with her sorority that we have to go to. That'll be fun. Okay, I'm having a sip of my coffee. What's everybody having, coffee or tea? I'm having Fat Cow coffee. I'm going to get a big brush. I'm going to use my large Rosemary and Company 12. I need to buy new brushes. It is Ellen. It's such a pretty reference. Yeah, how lucky am I to be like going to sleep at night and someone's sending me reference images of gorgeous, gorgeous flowers. I'm trying to be very intentional here. I don't want to I don't know. I don't want to just I'm not feeling this brush. I don't think it's the size I dislike. I'm going back to the brush I had before. It felt too stiff. Celery juice. Oh, celery juice. That sounds good. I love Koryn's photos. Yes, they're so pretty. Yeah, I'll ask if she cares. I don't think she will. She's so kind and sharing to me. Yeah, I love all her photos. I love her birds. I hear all the birds singing outside. Hopefully it'll be a nice day today. I think I need a little bit of Indian yellow too. I didn't really add much of that in, or any, but I feel like I need to add a little bit of it. It's really more in this area, I'd say. This light. No, it's not the light. It's my white there. Oh, that's a great idea. Yes, tag Koryn Hutchinson at Koryn Hutchinson Images. So she has two different, like right here you see her name, Koryn Hutchinson. That's her personal page. And then the Koryn Hutchinson Images is her photography page. Yeah, I have a personal page too, but I hardly ever post in it. I often don't even think about it, but I should. That's really the fun part about Instagram, is the social part that's kind of leaving. Social media gets unsocial. That's a pretty color too. Darker there. Most personal things I put in stories. Yeah, I think same, Koryn. Yeah, I'm still always, I don't mind it as much, but I'm still a little shy, and I'm still a little shy in social media. I think half of my problem is I always think I don't look nice enough to do it. I don't mind when I'm painting because nobody's looking at me, but yeah, nowadays I hardly ever even get up and do all the hair and makeup because I work out in the middle of the day. Good morning, Jennifer. Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoy it. Well, the sharing part is fun. I can't even begin to tell you how many wonderful friends I've made on this journey of being an artist. Even like meeting Lauren in a random bar in DC, and she knew who I was and said hello, and now I have a new friend. Like, that's so fun. Napper, you have to go see her knitting. I love to knit too. That's something that I used to do all the time when my kids were little. I used to knit, like Alex had all hand knit sweaters. But then life got too busy and I couldn't keep up with it anymore, so I sort of stopped. But I plan to make Christmas stockings, because we have handmade Christmas stockings that I've had, like my mother made them for me, and then after my mother passed away, my sister made them for my kids. So now as they have significant others, I need to work on making those. Maybe I need to do a little bit of my cool background. I feel like I'm not sure where I'm headed. Bonnie, I think I do have Alex's little cute little sweater, a couple of them. And when I was in college, I knit sweaters. Like, I don't know how I had time to do that. College was so busy, but I knit my own sweaters in college. I loved being in college, in art school. I would love to do that now. I think it'd be fun as an adult to go back and do art school, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be heavenly? Like, or to go do like a residency where you just go somewhere and you don't have to think about anything except being creative. You don't have to make dinner. You don't have to do, well, I guess you probably have to do laundry, but I don't mind doing laundry anyway. It's probably my best chore besides mowing. I do like mowing. A productive, yeah, probably was a productive knitter. Well, it's funny now when I go to do it, like I just had, what did I have to knit recently? Or maybe I was knitting last Christmas, and I think I couldn't remember even how to cast one. Isn't that crazy? Like, how do you forget to do something like that? That's like saying you forget how to use a fork or a paintbrush for that matter, right? Cooking is, yes, I think cooking's creative, but only when I have time to do it. Like usually I'm rushing through that part of the day to get to something else, and then it's not creative. But yeah, I agree. It can be. Like if it's on the weekend and I'm taking my time making something, then it is. Oh, I think I don't have enough space in between here, but that's all right. It'll be what it'll be. That's the nice thing about painting nature, is it's much more forgiving. Yeah, that's helping me kind of see where I'm going by adding this in, I think. It's feeling a little bit like I couldn't tell where to go. If that makes any sense. COVID has destroyed my love of cooking. Too much without a break. Yeah, well, I could see that, yes. We actually got, our neighbors got delivered like a free thing of Hello Fresh. So we're making that this week. But it's nice. It is nice and easy. Like I wouldn't want to do it all the time, but it is nice to be able to make that and not have to think a thing about going to the grocery store. Like it's all just in that little box and you just cook it and you're clean up and you're done. It's a great concept. Oh, let me see. Sorry, I missed something. She said, yes, art school. I had a neighbor who was a retired Army Ranger who decided to go to art school for weaving in Savannah. And he wove old West Point blankets and uniform materials into rugs. Oh my gosh, that's so fun. I loved weaving. I never did get around to taking pottery in college, but I did take weaving and I loved it. I know, wouldn't it be fun to go to like adult art school where you go and you can be creative and you paint and you learn and you have all the supplies there. So like if one day you wake up in the morning and you want to do weaving, you can. Gosh. I'm sure there are places like that. Can you imagine? Like I did listen to a podcast about someone who did, oh, you know what's the matter here? I have that little thing at the bottom. That's what's throwing me off. Who talked about going to a residency like that, and then you get there and then you have to like create something, so you can create anything. So like that would be a really challenging place to start, to think, okay, so now here I have this space to do this. What am I going to do? Yeah, an adult art fantasy camp. Yes, Allie. There needs to be those. I have a friend who has a resident art studio in Oh, really? Oh, isn't that? And so does she live in Reading? Does she host the residency thing, or is she a guest that came from somewhere else? And then I guess that's what you do all day, every day. Art. That would certainly teach you, if you like doing art all day, every day, pretty quickly. Went to Aramont in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, a cool place in a crazy tourist town. Oh, did you do a residency there, or did you visit there? Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I've never been to Tennessee. Went to Aramont. Okay. Oh, so I read that. All right. I don't know if I want this blue's a little too dominant right here. Oops, I have no more red in there than I wanted. Let's get rid of that. I wanted to soften those edges down there a little bit. Now this is a little pale pink, and the pink bleeds in like to the blue a little bit. So I'll just put that down there and kind of try and get that soft. Yes. Like if you just kind of pull that color back over top of where you were, it blends it and softens it. But I don't want to over blend it. I just want to give it a little bit of blendishness. And I think that this looks a little sloppy in here. A little bit more. It's at 8:37. We're still okay on time. Took a bookmaking class, but place where you can go for weeks at a time and take classes under an artist from... I know. Oh my gosh, that's so fun. I would love bookmaking class too. I love all of the things. That's why I started that, like, inspiring art, to be able to like do things that I always want to do and have an excuse to do it, like freehand lettering, or like, yeah, painting with only 3 colors of paint, or just exploring anything. A little darker in here. Okay. She lives in the Reading area. She can come and go as she pleases. The Gogglworks has galleries downstairs and studios and many medias upstairs. They teach class, blowing, sculpture, woodwork. Oh my gosh, that's fun. I do know of it. I just have never been there. I haven't recently even been to Reading in a while. That sounds heavenly. And I do like when there's like little bits of thicker strokes. I don't know if you can see that, but... And I like to let a little bit of that background color show through also. So I'm just kind of carving it out so that I can see where I'm going. Yeah, doesn't that sound incredible? Yeah, we need art camp. How do we make that happen? That would be so fun. I'm thinking of where things are. That little pop of color in there is really rich, isn't it? I'm going to darken this. got the Penland School in North Carolina. All right, I'll have to check it out. Yeah, because it won't be too long till I could be in a space in life where I could do something like that. And Michael, are you still on here? I am going to talk to the person at that retreat in France, so that could happen. I'm talking to him today. Might be a go. That would be so fun. Yes, it's time to be able to say yes to things instead of saying why I can't do something. Say why I can, right? Penland School. I have to. Here I do have a piece. I do have a pen here. I'll write that down. I know there are some in like Vermont too where you can do that. All right. Squam is a dream event. A squam? What is that, Lauren? I never heard of that. It's certainly a fun name. Fingers crossed. Yep. I just have to ask any other questions about it and then decide. And it would be, I think, in June of next year. So yeah, why not, right? Why not? Art workshops in New England. Oh, Squam. Oh, let me write that down too. Squam. Okay. So I got to pull that together. 8:42. I'm doing okay on time. I think I can kind of soon start putting in some of my lightest lights. Now that's hard. That's a petal back there, but it almost picks up more of the blue of the background. So does this one. It's almost like gray looking a little bit. And down here. Really pretty. It's always good to dive into things that you think are going to, like I thought this would be challenging. I have a few of these all ready to go that I wanted to paint. And then these, whoops, I just got paint all over my hand. Oh well. Squeak's primary location is a beautiful place in Concord, New Hampshire, but they have other retreat locations now, I think, too. Oh, how fun. I wonder if you can do all different kinds of stuff. What wouldn't matter to me? I could go to a retreat like that and do anything. I would be happy doing anything creative. I took printmaking in college. Like, I love doing all of that. It's just in graphic design, there was never enough time to do all the fun things. I love life drawing. And each thing that you do teaches you something about wherever you're headed with your artistic journey, which is always cool. Squam, not squeak. They're both funny words anyway. I thought squeak was the main place of the Squam event. Can you hear my birds, Allie, outside? Do you change brushes? Nope, I just wipe them off with a paper towel. I'm just using the same brush for this whole painting because I'm a lazy brush cleaner. I don't like doing that project. I mean, you certainly can. There's nothing wrong with changing brushes. But that's how I do it. I'm carving out I need a little sip of my coffee. And even that's a whole different color, and I'm just going to clean it off. I hate cleaning brushes, me too. And even more so, I don't like cleaning acrylic brushes. I don't know why. I find them harder to keep nice, too. Acrylics. All right, I gotta get moving. It's 8:45. Time flies when you're having fun. Pop-up color near the middle. Here. Yes, me too. I want to hold on to that. That's dark down there. A little more dark in here. It's good to, like, when you're doing a painting like this, I sit back. Well, a lot of times I'll get up and walk away and come back to see what I do and don't like. I don't know if this is too dominant down here. I don't know, though. It does kind of keep your eye flow. I'm trying to learn more about the flow of your eye. Like, this kind of keeps you going in toward the center. So maybe it's not a bad thing to leave that. Of sculpting. I do feel like I'm sculpting. That's a fun comment. That is what it feels like to me. It's like kind of gently finding things and pulling edges out, or softening, like softening that edge. Recently offered an event near Longwood Gardens outside of Philadelphia. Oh, really? Yeah, that's not too far from me. It's crazy how I never get there. I need to go to Longwood Gardens, definitely. Squam. I'm going to look that up. Brush strokes, thank you. I try to be very intentional with my brush strokes. It's getting there. I have to squint at a little bit too to see where my darks and lights are. I'm glad you enjoy it. I love sharing my process. I'm looking for parts I missed. Sometimes I dance around the center of something and I need to just dive into it. It's almost like I'm too hesitant. And that's something I'm really trying to work on, especially with my larger paintings. I get very cautious and then I lose the spontaneity. Carol Ann said, watched an artist last night that used different brush for each color. He'd hold 4 to 8 brushes in one hand and pick out with his other when he painted. Well, that certainly would work, but that's a lot to clean up after. Maybe he had an assistant to do that for him. An art joke. That's funny. I love an art joke. I would turn and probably run all those brushes against. Oh, yeah, speaking of that, you know what I did the other day? I was doing that large sunflower painting that I'm working on. And I looked at it and it had like weird little lines at the bottom. And I was like, what is that? What am I getting on there? And I realized it was my smock. I would stand up and I was brushing my smock against the painting. It's like, oh my goodness, I make such a mess. So of course I don't do that again. Now I like what's showing through. I like the dynamic of it all. I do want to put a little bit of that detail of those little centers in there. I feel like this is a little too dominant right here. So I'm going to see if I can soften this a little bit. My eye gets drawn there and I don't really want it to. I want it to be quiet down here. I had a bright yellow piece of pigment stick on my sock and walked all over my basement, got it everywhere. Oh my gosh, that's totally something I would do. Yes. And then you'll still find it like months from now. You'll still have bits of that. That's funny. Oh my God, I've totally done that many times. I think I probably have paint all over my house. Yes, it is a mess. I told you about the time I got it on my cat. Did I tell you that story? I didn't get it on when my cat Otis was a baby. He got up on my palette. It was when I first started painting. And he stepped in the ultramarine blue. Carolyn said the artist was doing a demo in Lidditz Art Association. Oh, Catriel Sabring. Oh, that's fun. I did a demo there too for the Art Association in Lidditz. Such nice people. I thought maybe I'd join it, and then COVID hit, and I never got around to doing that. I really like that group. I got it on my cat, and he was just a little kitten, and I didn't know what to do, so I Googled it, of course, and it said to clean them. So I took him in the bathroom, turned him upside down on my lap, and cleaned him with olive oil. And it worked. It cleaned most of it up. So if you ever get paint on your cat, I got paint on my dog, and you dropped a brush on her. That's too cute. Was it hard to get it off? All right, am I missing anything? Should I go in and do... I do like that background's showing through in there. I'm looking at the photo reference to see... what I'm missing. I could do a few of these little... I love these little... like little polka dots. I love polka dots. Love, love, love polka dots. I used Dawn to clean most of it. Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, that would work. I love anything. Oh, I'm wearing a top with polka dots today. Anything with polka dots I love. I love the smudge flowers in the right lower corner. The softness of that. Good. I'm just hinting at this. I don't want to get too literal. Just little hints of those little stamens or whatever they're called. What do you think? Do you get the name for the brush restore? Oh, it's Trikel Brush Restorer is what it's called. I think you can walk into them, Allie. I love that. Love it. Love, love, love it. Yeah, Trikel Brush Restorer. It's great. You really can sculpt your brushes back into their shape after you clean them. So you just work it into the bristles, which is really nice for, nourishing them, because they do get kind of tired. I'm going to just soften this edge, and I think I might be done. I don't know. I always say I'm always done when I kind of feel like I'm not adding anything anymore. I'm just kind of fussing around at something. Yeah, that needed that softness, I think. Yeah, I love this. Is I'm using a Rosemary Company. So I have two favorite brushes, but I need to do a little shopping. I think that I'm finished. I don't think that anything I'm going to do is going to add to it. So let me sign it. I'll do it down here. show it to you. Gorgeous from Koryn Hutchinson Photography. And there's my painting and the palette. I really didn't hardly even needed those. I only took hardly even a dip out of that. So thanks. Oh, and I worked on that over the weekend. Great big candy. No, I think I did that yesterday. Oh, it wasn't over the weekend. I wasn't even here. But so thanks for coming and hanging out with me today. And I will put this video up on my YouTube channel with the link on my website as soon as I get around to it. And for anyone who's in my Inspiring Art group, I'll see you later today. And anyone who is doing Art in Bloom, it starts tomorrow. So excited. Hi, Sheila. So bye, everybody. Thanks for coming. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.